Making friends is way easier than you think. I started last year extremely lonely and ended the year with the friend group of my dreams because I followed these exact steps. And the thing is, literally anyone can do this. Whether you are shy, an introvert, or have dealt with toxic friendships in the past, I'm gonna share everything from where to meet people with the same interests as you, how to identify red flags versus green flags in a friend, and give you real world examples of how you can do this. And stay tuned because throughout the video, I'm gonna be sharing the 7 secrets that I learned last year that nobody tells you about making friends. Welcome to the ultimate guide on how to make friends easily. I'm not gonna waste any time, so I'm gonna jump straight into the category of how to actually meet people. The first step is to be in the right places. While I did once meet a close friend of mine literally in a juice shop, I have met most of my friends when I went to an environment or a place where I knew I would find people with the same interests as me. By doing this, you basically surround yourself with a big pool of potential friends who have your same interests, who are like you. Some examples of this would be joining a sports team, trying a hobby class. For example, I met one of my best friends in a sewing class, or my personal favorite, which is church/a church group. Once you're in that environment, what you need to do is actually just go up to people. And I know it sounds so scary, and don't worry because I have a huge tip for the shy girlies coming up. The first part of Proverbs 18:24 says, "A man who has friends must himself be friendly." AKA, to have a friend, you have to be a friend. If you're waiting for someone to come up to you, you're probably gonna be waiting a really long time. Not because people don't want to be your friend, but just because everyone else is waiting to be approached too. When I used to show up places and just like awkwardly stand there and like wait for someone to come up to me, that was the loneliest season of my life. But as soon as I started putting myself out there and making an effort to approach people, my entire life changed. And I know it can be really hard to actually approach people, so I'm gonna give you guys one of my #1 tips, which is to start with a compliment. It is the easiest way to start up a conversation. The compliment can be their shoes, their makeup, their hair, their eyelashes, like literally anything. And I'm just gonna give you guys a little example. If my acting is cringe, it is for your own good, okay? I'm doing this for you guys. Hi, I just wanted to say I love your necklace. Where'd you get it? Oh, thank you so much. It's actually from this online store called Ana Luisa. No way, I love Ana Luisa. My earrings are actually from there. No wonder I like it. Oh, no way. Also, I don't think we've met before. My name is Lulu. Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, it's actually my first time here. I don't know anybody. Wait, actually, me too. This is my first time here. Do you want to sit together? Oh, thank you. I'd love to. 99% of the time, it goes exactly like my example. I've only had it happen a couple times where I compliment someone and they just kind of like awkwardly like side-eye me, in which case I'm just like, oh, okay. And then I just move on to the next person. Actually, speaking of Ana Luisa, I one time gave one of my best friends, Brooklyn, a necklace from there because it said Brooklyn, and it meant so much to her. She absolutely loved it and wore it literally every single day for years. They are my favorite jewelry brand. I wear their jewelry literally every single day. These are my favorite earrings. They are the toted earrings. I wear them in the shower. Maybe I'm not supposed to, but they hold up every single time. They still look amazing. I've had multiple people compliment these and multiple people ask me where to get them. I feel like they're so unique because it's like 2 little hoops instead of 1. That being said, I do have like literally every variation of hoop earrings from Ana Luisa. I should just do like a collection video at this point. So if these aren't your favorite, they also have these simple huggy hoops. These were like my go-to for a while before I got these. They are so simple and so classy. And then they also have these Suzanne huggy hoops, which are like a blingy huggy hoop. So I low-key just wore each of those and then combined it when I got these. So now I'm like obsessed, like it's the best of both worlds. They also have rings, they have bracelets, they have necklaces, okay? And I actually just ordered 2 more pairs that are coming in the mail because I'm giving one to my mom and I'm giving one pair to my friend. She mentioned these exact earrings to me one time after I got them and was telling me that she was like thinking about getting them. So hopefully she didn't already get them, but I know she's just been going through a really tough season, really stressed out, so I really want to do this to make her feel loved. I love how affordable Ana Luisa is because they cut out the middleman, so you get the absolute best price, and everything is real gold and real silver, and most of the jewelry is made from recycled materials, so it's a lot more ethical. I just absolutely love their jewelry, and they're currently having a sale. Their sales, you guys, are so good. Like, they are so generous with their sales. I'm like, love you. Thank you, Ana Luisa, period. I really recommend you guys check them out. Get something for yourself, get something for your mom, get something for your sister, get some for your new friends. I think giving little thoughtful gifts like that is something that makes people feel really, really loved and just shows people that you listen and shows people that you're thinking of them. I will have Ana Luisa linked down below. I have a special link for you guys so you get to go straight to the sale. This video is sponsored, but I would not be working with them if I didn't absolutely love their products. And I do. I absolutely love their brand. I've been wearing it for years. So I hope you guys love them as much as I do. The next step is to look approachable. Now listen up, all my shy girlies and my introverts, because this is a tip for you. Now look at these 2 different girls. Which one looks easier to approach? The girl who looks shy and awkward and low-key like she just wants to flee the room and leave the function ASAP? Or the girl who looks smiley and friendly and like she's having fun? I don't know about you, but I would feel a lot less intimidated by the second girl. This is why it is so important to look approachable. So if you are shy and you're not really ready to approach people yet, I encourage you to just smile and put your shoulders back and just be in the moment. A girl I used to know who was very shy and very quiet always had friends, not because she approached people, but because she was so approachable. Like, I literally don't think I've ever seen her without a smile on her face. I also was once approached by two girls in church, and they basically came up to me and said something like, hey, like, we always see you around and you just seem so warm and friendly and like someone we want to be friends with. I was so honored. Like, the fact that that's how I was perceived was like absolutely amazing, because I used to be someone who looked so awkward at functions. Like, I have a video of me in the early stages of me trying to put myself out there, and it is the most terrible thing I've ever seen in my life. It is so cringy. I look so uncomfortable. I look just like I want to cry. So I have come a long way, and I want to encourage you that literally anyone can do this. And I'm now friends with those two girls who approached me just because the way I carried myself was not intimidating, and they felt welcomed to come approach me and introduce themselves. So while you work up to approaching others, try your best to look more inviting, and hopefully people will start coming to you. The next thing is to keep going. Guess how many church groups I went to before I found my core friend group? Option A, 1. I walked in and I sat right next to my now best friend and everything was perfect. Option B, I was a little discouraged that I didn't find friends on my first attempt, but I went to a different church group and found amazing people. Or C, 5. If you answered C, you are correct. And when I say 5, I mean 5 different churches / organizations. I must have walked into 15 to 25 events by myself and walked out every single time by myself. But I didn't let that deter me. I kept going and I kept putting myself out there. And then one day I just bumped into somebody and now have the most amazing friends in the world. It might feel awkward at first. You might be like sitting there like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know where to sit. I don't know where to stand. But I'm telling you, every single time you push yourself out of your comfort zone and get out of your shell, you become a stronger, more friendly person. Communication and just carrying yourself well is such an amazing skill. Being able to walk in somewhere by yourself and carry yourself well is a skill that will last a lifetime. You think about high school, college, your future career, or any other social situation. By having that skill of knowing how to carry yourself and walking with confidence, literally your entire life is going to change. It is one of the best skills you can have. And like I said, it can be really hard at first, but each time you do it, it's like you're exercising that muscle, and over time it'll just feel more and more natural. The next category is to change your mindset. Starting with the fact that other people want friends too, / other people are lonely too. I used to have the mindset that everyone else had their core group of friends, that I was the odd one out, and that I almost was like bothering people by like asking them to hang out. But let me tell you a story. Last year I went to a huge party, mind you, a huge Christian party, and I bumped into a girl who I'd met once before. I was so excited to see her. I just bumped into her and I was like, I didn't know you'd be here. Like, I'm so excited to see you. And she just like stopped and she looked me in the eyes and she was like, I don't really know why I'm here. And she proceeded to tell me that she had been feeling so lonely and that she only tagged along because her roommate invited her. This absolutely shocked me because this is the type of person that is like my ideal friend. Someone I'm so excited to see, someone who's so easy to talk to, pretty and fun. But guess what? After that, I had like 7 more people tell me that they had been feeling lonely. And these are the last people you would ever expect. One girl is like super cool, has the best style, best personality, everyone loves her. Then was one of the funniest, kindest guys I've ever met in my entire life. And then another girl who is so beautiful, who literally everyone loves. This absolutely shocked me because I realized how common it is to feel lonely and how literally everyone else is in the same boat and just wants to meet people too. That helped me change my entire mindset when approaching people. So when you do meet someone new, look at it through the lens that maybe they need a friend too. And the next part about changing your mindset is to be the friend that you wish you had. AKA, to have a friend, you have to be a friend. For example, you want to find someone who will listen to you, but are you a good listener? You want a friend who checks in on you, but are you ever reaching out to people first? You want a friend who invites you to things, but do you ever plan anything? Friendship goes both ways. Sometimes you need to be the one to ask someone to go get coffee, ask someone to sit together, make plans, hear about their life, check in on them. By doing this, other people will feel safe and feel God's love through you, and in turn feel more comfortable around you and want to be around you more. But also, you need to be your own friend first. This means being kind to yourself, setting boundaries with other people when you need it, and putting yourself out there because you deserve to keep the promises that you make to yourself. I am so grateful for my mom because my mom, whenever I would tell her about like an event or a new person or this or that, she would always push me out of my comfort zone, tell me to reach out, tell me to make plans, tell me to just show up at different events, which was so helpful because I am like a turtle and I feel the urge to just like go in my shell and just like not do things that make me scared, which is only human of course, but she always pushed me to get out of my comfort zone. But here's the thing, my mom isn't with me 24/7. I mean, she low-key is. She is low-key my best friend. I mean, Jesus is my best friend, but like my mom's also low-key my best friend, but she's not with me at like social events. Like I can't rely on her to push me out of my comfort zone. So then I had to learn to push myself out of my comfort zone. And you need to do the same because you're never gonna grow if you let fear win. It's all about baby steps. It's all about being uncomfortable for a short while so that in the long run, you can reach your goals and actually meet people. I also want to talk about keeping old friendships. I keep in touch with so many girls that I met back in like elementary school or middle school who I'm still so extremely close with and I consider like my best friends. And here's the thing, I have moved multiple times in my life, so I have met people from all over the place, and a couple times I lost touch with people, but at some point we got back in touch and we kind of like re-met, and those are some of the strongest friendships I have in my life. So if you're too scared to like reach out to new people, I really encourage you, if you have any friends that you used to be friends with who you just kind of fell out of touch with, or maybe someone who you always thought was nice but you never really got close to them, I encourage you to reach out to those people to check in on them. Literally just send text being like, hey, insert name here, I've been thinking about you, how are you? I'd love to catch up. Like I said, maybe they're looking for a new friend too, and it'd be so fun just to catch up on FaceTime or meet up or something like that. This way you also might feel a little bit more comfortable, because if you do have a history with them and you know a little bit about their life, it's not just like starting from square one. And also I want you guys to focus on friendship quality over friendship quantity. We always say people on Instagram with like 10,000 friends, they're always posting people and tagging people. First of all, I guarantee you most of the time it's not what it seems. And second of all, one quality friendship is worth way more than 10 just like acquaintances. The second half of Proverbs 18:24 says, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. There is so much power in community and having a good, strong community, but if you only have one friend who's absolutely amazing, literally that's all you need. And you may not know it yet, but you actually already have a built-in best friend. John 15:13 says, greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for one's friends. And that's exactly what Jesus did. He died so that we could live and be free from sin and be free from anxiety and depression and all the sadness of the world and walk into abundant, joyful life with him. When I was in the loneliest season of my life, Jesus got me through that. And I encourage you, while you wait for God to send you the right group of friends, spend time with him, because he wants to be your friend. He wants to spend time with you. In this chapter, Jesus also says, you are my friends if you do whatever I command you. And he doesn't call us servants, but he calls us friends. Like literally think of that. The Son of God himself calls you his friend, and he's literally only one prayer away. Now, without further ado, we are going to be going through the green flags and red flags in a friendship. Starting with the red flags. Consistently unreliable. They always cancel. They don't ever respond. They don't come through on promises, / they don't show up for you. I have had some of my best friends reschedule things or just tell me last minute they couldn't make it, which is totally understandable. That's just how life is. That's what happens. But if it is time after time after time, that is a red flag. Next one is always negative, aka constant complaining without any effort to fix it, or just kind of always just dumping on you. In a friendship, it is healthy to be able to build each other up and to open up about your own struggles. But if it is always about them and their problems consistently, and they don't care about what you have to say, they don't listen to your advice, that is only just gonna drag you down. That doesn't mean this person isn't nice, but it could most definitely drain you. A lack of sympathy for you, aka not really caring and not being supportive when you are going through something. Competitive instead of supportive. Friends should be building each other up. I saw a quote on like TikTok or something, and it was basically that some friends prey on each other's downfall while other friends pray for each other's success. Your friends should build you up and want you to become your fullest potential, just like how you should do for them. One-sided friendship, aka the relationship feels draining. You're the one making every single plan. You're the one putting in all the effort. They don't invest any energy in you. Now, don't get me wrong, everyone has different strengths in a friendship. Some people might be the type to make plans. Some people might be the type to reach out. One of my best friends is like barely ever on her phone, so we don't text that often, but I know that when I need her, if I'm going through something, she will be a listening ear. So everyone has different strengths. So you need to identify people's strengths and learn to look for that as their effort, because sometimes they could be putting in a different kind of effort, but as long as they're putting in some kind of effort into the friendship, then that is a green flag. But if they're putting in no effort, then that is a red flag. Gossiping. If every time you see them, they just talk about other people and other people's problems, what they're going through, spreading around information, that is not good. I don't know the verse off the top of my head, but there's definitely a Bible verse about how a gossiper separates friendships. I've never seen anything good come out of gossip. So if every time you see someone, they're talking about someone else and gossiping, that's a red flag. Disrespectful to your boundaries. If you set a boundary in place and they ignore it or they disrespect it in some way, that is a red flag. They should have respect for you and for what you want and for your own boundaries. Lying. If they're consistently lying about things or making things up, stuff like that, that's a red flag. And last but not least, jealousy. People can be jealous of the most random things. If your friend is jealous of you and envying what you have, that's not a true friend. That is a red flag. Now, the green flags are basically just the exact opposites of the red flags. They reach out to you. They're inviting you to things, they're planning little things, they're putting in the same amount of effort that you're putting in. They will text you back as soon as they get the chance. They're always there for you. They're consistent. Number two, they're positive, or at least trying to be positive. perspective. Number 3, they listen. If you're going through something, they listen and they try to help you fix it, sympathizing with you / trying to put themselves in your shoes when you're going through something. If you're really happy about something, they listen. Listening is a way to make people feel loved, and everyone deserves to be heard. They are supportive instead of competitive. When you win, they applaud, they cheer you on, instead of talking about their own success and comparing and this and that. The friendship is two-sided. They are putting in the same amount of effort as you. They are making plans, they're inviting you to things, they're checking in on you. They don't gossip, they shut it down. Whenever you see them, they're talking about their own life, their hopes, their dreams, their goals, and they're asking about yours. They don't lie / they are honest, and they aren't jealous but supportive. If you notice any of these green flags, get that girl a friendship bracelet right now. From Ana Luisa using my code. Another lesson I had to learn is that different friends are good at different things. Not everyone can have everything. For example, I am not the best at texting people back. I usually wait till like the end of the day. Sometimes I miss messages. It's just not my strength, but I always listen. I love to hear what's going on in other people's lives. I love to help them as much as I can. So those are my strengths as a friend, and I am getting better at texting people back. I learned last year that I have different friends for different things. I have a friend who will text me back in literally 1 second. So if I have a question about something, I will text them and they're back to me literally in like 2 minutes. I have an amazing friend who makes me laugh like literally no one else. So I know that if I'm feeling sad, I can go to her. I have another friend who is like a big sister to me and always has the best advice. I don't get to see her that often, but I know that whenever I have a problem or I need prayer about something, I can go to her and she will be a listening ear and she will be able to help me up. Different people have different strengths. It doesn't mean one person is better than the other. It just means that no one is perfect and you need to recognize what each friend's strengths are. One person cannot be all things. The next thing I want to talk about is healing from friendship trauma. I went through some mean girl stuff and some exclusion last year before I found like my core group of people, and it really affected me. I know how much that can hurt, and so I have some tips for you guys if you have been through something like that in the past of how you can move forward. The first step is to forgive them. I don't know what your friend did to hurt you and to break your trust, but I want to remind you that there is freedom in forgiveness. Just think about like how many times we've messed up and Jesus forgave us. We need to extend that grace and forgive people, because holding a grudge will only hold you down. In order to step into a new season of life and in order to move forward, we need to let go of everything that is holding us back. You need to be able to open yourself up again so that you can meet the people who will treat you right. And also, I want you to give yourself grace. Take things one step at a time. Be proud of yourself for your progress, even if it feels really uncomfortable. You are not the only person who is going through something like that. Like I said, I went through it last year, but guess what? You are becoming such an amazing friend, such an amazing person because you went through that. It has made you kinder, it has made you stronger, it has made you more thoughtful. And when you do find those quality friendships, and you will, they're just gonna be even more special. Don't forget to check out Ana Luisa. I'll have the link down below for you guys. Like I said, get something for yourself, get something for your future best friend. I love you guys so much. Keep smiling, God bless you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!